Hi everybody! So for the past 4 months, I was living in London, but a lot of people now that I'm back home ask me like what were my favorite parts, what did I like, what didn't I like, and I thought it'd be easier to make lists and share them to you guys. So I've already done a part 1 of everything that I loved up on my channel already, and yeah, this is the list of what I didn't like so much about London. So to not waste any time, let's get into it. So the first thing that I really didn't like about London was the cost of living. London has one of the most expensive housing markets in the world, and it is so annoying. So even if I wanted to live there, I couldn't because I couldn't afford it. Unfortunately. Houses there easily go for $1 million or more depending on where you're at. So if you want something that's affordable, you're gonna be living on the outskirts of London, if not like outside of London, which is annoying because you want to be near everything. So like, I don't want to live on the outskirts, I want to live in the center. Going out to eat is another one that is so expensive. You're easily gonna spend 20-30 pounds on a meal. It's a double-edged sword. It's really nice to be there, but it's super expensive to be there too, and it adds up very quickly. So my second and third reasons are grocery store related. I didn't realize this until I just looked at it, but whatever. I guess I just really didn't like the grocery store. So number 2 is kind of bland food. This doesn't pertain to the Indian food and the like ethnic cuisine that you can buy at a restaurant. This is more things you buy at the grocery store, like things that either come in packets or boxes or things of that nature. So there was a running joke in my flat between my flatmates and I that you needed butter or salt on everything to make it taste good. And for the most part, that was kind of true. I think though this has a lot to do with what Americans are used to eating and what Europeans are used to eating. Americans have a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, butter, fat. But yeah, that was kind of the running joke, was that in order for anything to taste good, you either needed salt or butter, and we went through like a tub of butter a week for 6 girls. And that leads into number 3, which was the American section at the grocery store. Let me just tell you, it is the saddest section of the grocery store, especially whenever you're like, what is this? Everything that is American is super expensive. To get a box of Lucky Charms, it's £5, which is $7, so it's not cheap to get a box of cereal. And on top of that, if I have a picture, I'll put it right here, but they had jumbo marshmallows that I've never seen in my life. They had Hershey's chocolate syrup, Reese cups, barbecue sauce. No ranch though, which makes no sense. I had to have my mom ship me a thing of ranch because they just don't have it. No section of the grocery store had ranch dressing because I checked every section twice. But yeah, the American section of the grocery store is so sad that people think that's what Americans eat. So not grocery related. The 4th thing I hated was doing laundry. It is such a hot mess. It is ridiculous. So dryers are not very common in Europe apparently, and the washer is so tiny. It takes so long to do a load of clothes. So because I'm stubborn, I refuse to hang things up to dry. So I would put it through its like dryer cycle, which it was like a steam cycle, but I treated it like a dryer cycle. I did that like 3 or 4 times. My laundry for one load would take 8 hours. Easy. They hang their clothes to dry. So if you like your clothes to shrink a little bit, they don't shrink when you hang them to dry. So I had some big ass kneecaps. Now the next one might just have been for my area specifically because we had so many problems, but the Wi-Fi where I lived was so spotty. For the first 2 months, my bedroom did not have any Wi-Fi at all. If I wanted to use any Wi-Fi, I had to be in the living room. They finally got that fixed, but it was annoying. I was told while I was over there that the Wi-Fi can get slower because they use telephone wires to do. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that, but they said the way they run the wires is through the telephone connection, but that is the reason why it's slower, because it's a dated system. Sometimes you'd even be connected, your web page just wouldn't load because it just didn't feel like it, so you kind of had to take it as you got it. And the last thing for my things that I did not like about London, and this is kind of Europe in general, but it still happens in London, is the phrase nickel and diming or penny and diming. They charge you for everything, basically. I noticed this especially at restaurants. I can't tell you how many times I forgot to ask for tap water, and then they give you this big ass jug of some artisanal water, and it's £4, and then you're just like, crap. My stupidity has cost me £4. Just anything in general that is kind of complimentary in the States, almost 9 times out of 10, it is not complimentary in Europe. I did just think of another one, so like a bonus one for this. Alcohol is really big in Europe, but London, because the drinking age is 18. For someone like me, I don't really like to drink. I'm not a big drinker. It's very crazy whenever you go to a pub for lunch and people order like three beers. It just, you get used to it, but at first you're like, because it's so stigmatized in the American workforce. Like, you do not drink on the job. It's just not a thing. So for a while too, I would just get water. And then I found out at the end, when like right before I was leaving to go back home, they're like, yeah, that was really weird. So that was all the things that I did not like that much about London. So I did a part 1 of all the things I loved about London, and you can check it out right here. So yeah, I think that's it. So that's it for my things I did not like so much about London. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, till then, peace out, Cub Scout.